Welcome to the Energy Upgrade podcast. Hey, I'm Vanessa, and I'm obsessed with all things health, energy, entrepreneurship, motherhood, and living my best life. I'm here to give you actionable steps in reclaiming your energy and reconnecting with your power. I'm a certified integrated health practitioner and kinesiologist. I spent the past decade with a focus on skin health and age prevention while co-founding a network of medical aesthetic clinics on the west coast of Canada. After healing myself from burnout, mold, heavy metal, and all the things, I'm back to my passion for health optimization, and I'm lucky enough to coach high-achieving women just like you in finding their energy and life force back. Transforming their life so they can step into the highest version of themselves has energized me and inspired me to bring to life this podcast. Here, I'll talk about detox, lifestyle, mindset, supplements, breathwork, parasites, and everything in between. I know you're so busy, so I keep it under 30 minutes. Thank you for being here. Cozy up and let's get started.
Your time is now. Your energy is your life force. You want to be able to magnetize your wellness dreams. A liver detox is the fastest way to start healing. You can and you will.
Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Energy Upgrade. This is Vanessa, and today I have a really fun, I think it's fun, but we'll see how you feel about it. A really fun show where I'm going to be talking about some signs that our body is trying to communicate with us. Our body is always speaking, often in a loud way. Sometimes it's quietly whispering, but most of the time, if you're a high-achieving woman, you're busy. And it's very rare that we stop ourselves and listen. I always say our body keeps the score. Our body is always ahead of the curve. It always is trying to communicate and say something to us. But because we're busy, we're living our life, we're the CEO of our household, sometimes we don't take the time to be aware, to stop, pause, listen, inquire. And so that's my invitation for you today. I'm going to share 8 signs that your body is desperately trying to get your attention. It's begging for your help. It's waving like, hey, I'm here. I need some help. And yet we're just always stuffing this down. We're always just pushing through. But sometimes we do have to stop before it's too late. And so that's really what I want to share with you today. And I want to remind you, maybe you've listened to the first episode where we talked about the rain barrel. And so these signs, none of them are normal. No matter what your health professional says, none of them are normal. And it's not okay to feel them as we age. In fact, I strongly believe that you can age backwards. I really do think that you can feel better as you age. It's just a matter of how committed you are, how anchored in your why are you, and how driven are you, and how much energy are you wanting to have to be able to achieve your biggest dreams. Once you have that clear, the rest will follow. And so we have to stop normalizing feeling okay, old and tired. That's not okay. I always say to my clients, like, I absolutely refuse to feel worse and worse as the age goes by. It's not normal. None of the symptoms that I'm going to share with you today are normal. They might be for, here and there, a day or two. Sometimes we're fighting a cold or virus. And yeah, it's normal not to feel our best. But here I'm talking about feeling these signs and symptoms almost on a daily basis. They've become a chronic condition. They're not an acute state. They're basically become who we are. They define how we show up, who we are as a leader, how much energy we have when we enter into a room. And so they really, really can impact the direction of our life. And maybe you have big dreams to chase like I do. I'm sure you do if you're listening to this. And so we don't have time for any of these symptoms. We got to nip them in the butt. No, it's enough. We have to stop accepting that they are okay, that, oh, it'll pass. I'll feel better in a week, because you know what? Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months turn into years. And first thing you know, you have another year went by, you gain another 10 pounds, you felt tired, and you had a disrupted sleep. And so you look 5 years older. We don't want any of that. I don't want any of that for myself, and I don't want any of it for you either. So let's dive in. Let's talk about what these 8 signs are, and maybe you'll recognize yourself. Again, I'm not sharing any of this to scare you, but instead to empower you, because knowledge is power. Okay, so let's start with the first one, and they're not in any particular order. Like, all of them are equally not good. The first one is low energy. So I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, hopefully the name, the energy upgrade, was appealing to you. I'm sure that's the number one, like that's your number one chief complaint, that's the one thing that you're just so done with. Maybe you're waking up in the morning, yet you're still tired. Maybe you cannot survive without 5 cups of coffee throughout your day. Maybe you would want to curl under your desk at 2 p.m. because you desperately need a nap. You're so tired. That is not normal. And I'm sure you know it. You know it deep down. And so the energy level that you have is an indication of stagnancy in the body. It's an indication of things aren't flowing, because flow is life. Flow is energy. And so I always say, when we have low energy, we have to look at what's not flowing. Let's bring some flow back. And so if you're having low energy, if you're feeling tired throughout the day, that's a sign that your body is really knocking at your door, being like, hey, you gotta pay attention to me here. Something is off. The other thing is disrupted sleep. Maybe you have insomnia. Maybe you're waking up at 3 a.m, like you're ready to start your day. Or maybe you just cannot fall asleep. No matter what it is, anything that's with regards to disrupted sleep is not normal. And some of the best bets are making sure that first you're looking at, what time are you going to bed? What time are you waking up? Are you following this rhythm to like plus or minus an hour every single day to bring consistency to the body, so that the brain understands, okay, like we do with our kids, it's night, it's time to go to bed. That's really important, to have cadence, to be able to have a rhythm so that the body is prepared and knows. But when it comes to sleep, of course, there's so many things you can do. But my point here is, if you're having disrupted sleep, I mean, if you have a newborn and you're waking up because of your baby, that's something else. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about, you have toddlers or big kids that are sleeping through the night. This is just you versus you. You're having issues staying asleep and having restorative sleep. The other thing is weight gain, or just puffiness in general. Like, you're feeling like it's almost like you're wearing this wetsuit all the time, right? It's like, you can feel the puffiness. You can feel you're getting a lot of cellulite maybe on your legs, around your stomach. And you're just gaining weight, but like nothing major, but like, 5 pounds here and there, and it's getting harder and harder to lose them. That's a sign. That's a sign that something is off. Whether it's your hormones, which could be related to an underlying issue in your gut, whether it's maybe the way you're processing the food that you eat, maybe there's a food intolerance, maybe there's a problem also. It's often related to something going on in the gut, but also your brain barrel is maybe just so full that your body is just out of resources. The fourth thing is constipation. And this is something funny with all my clients. I always ask a question about bowel movements within the first 5 minutes of us knowing each other. It's that important. If you cannot eliminate waste that is entering your body every single day, so like the food that we eat, the things that we drink, they are they need to be eliminated in real time. When I say in real time, of course, I don't want you to be eating and for it to come out right away. That's not good. But you should have at least one bowel movement a day. At least 1 to 2 is sort of like the good, healthy range. And because what that means is if we're going to the bathroom at least once a day, it means that we have flow, right? We're eliminating this waste and nothing is backing up or building up. Because if you are constipated, and sometimes I see clients, they only go once a week. And of course, it makes them miserable, because what happens is all this waste, all these toxins are stuck in your colon and they're being reabsorbed by your body. So you're kind of getting a double whammy. Like, of course, you're not feeling good. So constipation is a low-hanging fruit in the sense that if you just are able to address that, that will bring flow to the body back. And just from that, you'll feel a million times better. So if you are constipated, this is something you have to look into. Like, you got to fix that ASAP. And of course, there's different ways we can do that. I'll probably just do a separate show on it because it's so important. The fifth thing is bloating after every meal. I'm not talking about, bloating maybe when you went out and you just went crazy and you had all the things that you normally don't have. Sometimes that's normal. The stomach is not too happy, but I'm talking about consistent bloating after every meal, like looking 5 to 6 months pregnant after every meal. I went through that. It's terrible. There's nothing worse. And so what the bloating does is, of course, it's an indication that there's a gut imbalance. For sure, there's something going on, whether it's candida, parasites, SIBO, there is something that's completely out of balance. And so that needs to be addressed, of course. But what bloating will do also is it's stealing energy from you. We're supposed to be eating food to fuel us, to give us energy. Yet when we are bloated, all it does is steal it from us. So we want to fix that, especially if you're wanting more energy. The sixth thing is headaches and migraines. None of them are normal. Like, I often will have people that come to me and they're like, oh yeah, I have 2 to 3 migraines a month. Oh, I've always had that. That's normal for me. It's not. Headaches and migraines are a sign. Again, your body is trying to get your attention. It's a sign that something is not balanced. Often it's related to toxins, heavy metals, things like that. But it's not the root cause. A headache is a symptom showing that there's something else underneath. And so we have to dig there. Headaches are not normal. Muscle and joint pain. Maybe you're having like spasm, aches, like you feel like you always did a big workout, yet you didn't. Or maybe you just went for a walk and you're like, you can feel it in your legs for 2 days. Or you have this random shoulder pain that just won't go away. These, again, are not normal. The last one, loss of ambition, low drive, no motivation. You're just so tired, so overwhelmed. You can't even have dreams for yourself anymore. That's not normal. It really isn't. And if you are feeling like that, I want to reassure you. I want to give you some hope, because that can absolutely be turned around. And I know that when you're at that stage and you're not seeing any light, and everything in life is like, everything is in black and white. There's no more colors. I want to give you, I want to reassure you that it will come back. You just have to listen to your body, and you can heal, and you will. You just have to be driven and decide that it's enough. Enough is enough. Now, what do you do if you have one of the symptoms I just listed, or maybe all of them? I had all of them for the longest time. So what do you do with that? Clearly, it's showing you that your body's toxic load, your rain barrel, is high. Like it's probably overflowing by this point. And so if you've listened to my first episode on this, you have to remember that we have to empty that rain barrel. It's got to be the first step. And why do you need to do that? Because your symptoms will eventually turn into dis-ease of the body. And so you have to proactively decide that it's enough. Enough is enough. I want to feel like myself again. I have big dreams to chase. I have big things on my to-do list, and I need my energy back to achieve them. So if that's you, all you need is to have enough commitment to yourself, enough anchored, empowered decision that that's it. And so when you have that, that's the first step, because to fix all of these things, often it's just little tweaks to your lifestyle. It's little tweaks in what you consume, what you eat, what you drink, the order in which you do it, your morning, your evening routine. Of course, those are all things I work on with my clients, but you can achieve these things as long as you have commitment, as long as you're driven, as long as you've decided that it was enough. If I see that light in your eyes, if I see that power, even if you're in a really bad spot right now, even if I will be able to see that light, and then we can just crank it up and turn the volume up and decide to get rid of all of these symptoms, because yes, you can absolutely address them. And you guessed it, first step is always a liver detoxification. In fact, if you're interested and if you're curious about that, by all means, you can always book a free discovery call with me. It's always my pleasure to answer any questions, maybe make sure that you are a good candidate for the detox. You can purchase the detox from me, and it also even comes with a mini course where I give you advice 7 days before the detox and every single day during the detox to support you and make sure you have a smooth experience. But the detox is always the low-hanging fruit. It's always the first and quickest thing to do to get results and lower and empty that rain barrel. Of course, after that, we dig deeper, we can do more things, but the detox is always the first step. So I hope today was helpful, enlightening, and maybe it's got yourself thinking. I invite you to reflect on some of these symptoms and maybe just do a little audit of your body. How's it feeling? Are you having any of these signs? Is it time for you to address them? You know the answer deep down. I know you do. If this show is helpful, of course, as always, feel free to share it to any friends that you think would benefit from this information. Feel free to share it on your favorite social media platform. And if you care to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, it always helps me to make sure that this podcast is seen by as many people as possible, because I want to help you and any high-achieving woman reclaim their energy. It's your birthright, and it's knocking at your door. The highest version of you is so ready to step up. And so I want to assist you in doing that. Again, I'm extremely grateful for you for being here, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye for now. Hey, you, are we pen pals yet? If not, visit my website at vanessagrutman.com and be sure to sign up to my newsletter to be the first to know about my latest tips, favorite products for the family, blog, and podcast release. There's a reason why you landed here. Join my community and let's stay connected. The information shared on this podcast is for information purposes only and doesn't provide any medical advice. Vanessa Grutman does not cure, diagnose, or treat disease. Please consult your physician before trying any new protocol or product.